Oh, the panel, we're having a lot of fun. There's still a lot more going on this morning, so let's get caught up on some of the headlines with today's panel. So from NPR, how likely is it really that your athletic kid will turn pro? And according to a recent poll from NPR, 26% of parents whose children play high school sports hope their child will become a professional athlete one day. Among families with household incomes of less than $50,000 a year, the number is 39%. I mean, how likely is it that, you know, your kid who's on the basketball team or the softball team or the soccer team or the tennis team really is going to go pro?
Well, it is about as likely as a winning lottery ticket, which means you could keep hope alive, as the Reverend Jackson would say.
Yeah, a nice Chicagoan.
But you can't count on it.
Yeah, and it also depends on the sport, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, football, no. And football is as dangerous as it's become with CTE issues.
No sport.
I mean, yeah, you know, it's not likely you're going to make a living. Basketball and soccer, though, are kind of different because you have global markets that you can go play basketball in Argentina. You can go play soccer in Europe.
And you're right, Jason, but I think the key is
baseball.
Parents, let your kids be kids.
No, but if
I know from experience, if they love it, great, then encourage them. But don't try to push them to be professionals.
And one of the things to worry about, I mean, I heard you guys talking about this during the break the last hour, I mean, there are injuries.
Yeah, there's a horrible case in Louisiana. A young man, a 16-year-old, lost his life this week on a punt return in Louisiana. You had another young man in Texas who was paralyzed from the neck down in Texas this week. These are major concerns. This is something that I think any parent would be concerned about, putting their child in different kinds of sports. It's not going to happen if you're playing basketball, but football, it's getting really dangerous.
Let's get to another story, and this is from the Department of Tone Deafness. New York Times, at Auschwitz, a summer precaution is a grim reminder to some. You can see it there in the picture. Overhead sprinklers meant to provide relief from the summer heat at Auschwitz are causing controversy. Some people are upset because, see, the showers were reminiscent of the gas chambers made to look like showers at the camp during World War II. I mean, come on.
I think if one person complains, take it down, don't start up, let people. If anyone complains, it is just insensitivity and it's indefensible. Sometimes if somebody says they're offended, just say, we are going to take it down. Just do it.
And it's definitely more than one person. And this is Auschwitz. We all know what went on there. Be sensitive to that. Pass out cold bottles of water.
Yeah.
How about that?
Were you joking around about this museum thing?
I was just saying before, I was like, if I went to a Black History Museum and they're like, we're going to put bracelets on everybody so you stay together when you're walking through the hallway, I wouldn't like that either. So, you know, if this is a museum to teach people about sensitivity and history and what has happened, that should always be taken into consideration.
Right. I think the late Whitney Houston would have something to say, which I will not say, but it begins with hell.
Yes.
To the gnaw. I just said it. Okay. So the next piece, Politico. Senator Ben Cardin says he is a no on the Iran deal. Now, okay, this is not an exercise in political courage, is it?
Well, now that you know that there are enough votes in the Senate to sustain the presidential veto, it's not. He was under heavy pressure back home from a variety of pro forces. The news out this morning on that in the House, and, so we know it's going to play out. But Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who's from Florida, Biden came to a forum with her. She announced this morning that she's going to support the pact. So there had been some little kerfluffle, because the question was, will the woman who leads the Democratic National Committee be against the president? Now we know the answer. She won't be. There's going to be a flood of forces for and against coming to Washington this week when Congress returns, even though we know the outcome.
Be interesting to see what Blumenthal does in Connecticut.
And, you know, Lynn Sweet, always reporting, always reporting. Thank you very much to today's panel, Jason Johnson, Lynn Sweet, and former Congresswoman Nan Hayworth. And thank you for getting up with us today.